guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about weapons. We're joined here by Suki because she's in a mood. I'll give a very brief synopsis without spoiling anything, and then I'll talk about some kind of spoiler thoughts at the end, but I'll give a pre-warning before I start talking about those. It's essentially about this small town and this classroom of students go missing. From security footage from a couple of the parents, they can see that the kids in the middle of the night, all at the same time, ran away at night in a very goofy way. They all kind of notice that it's all students in one class, so everybody is blaming the teacher. They think that she did something to the kids. So the whole town is kind of against the teacher. Everybody's upset. They're all trying to find the kids, investigate. So that's kind of the brief synopsis of what's going on. My initial thoughts about the film is it definitely did not feel like what I was expecting it to. I honestly have a very hard time even considering this film as a horror movie. Yes, it did have gore, and I did like the gore. I liked some of the gory scenes, but it was very goofy. I wasn't quite expecting that. Y'all know how I feel about excessive comedy and horror. Not a fan, but it was okay. Like, I did laugh very hard at a couple spots in the film, so I'm like, it didn't ruin it for me, but I wouldn't give this film like an A+, because it wasn't. It was fine. And it's one of those movies where there's like a lot of very cringy scenes where I can't tell if they were intentionally trying to be funny or not. Like, it came across as funny, but you very well could also argue that they were trying to do something scary and it just came across as funny. So for that, I'm like, I don't know how to feel about that, because if it was intentional, I guess good job, but if it wasn't intentional, like, I don't think there was anything in it that was scary. I think there was maybe a jump scare or two that you could kind of still see coming, but like, I guess they kind of did the job. But like, it honestly, I had higher expectations of it, and I really shouldn't have, because like, unfortunately, horror now don't have high expectations for it. It just is what it is. I think that I should have expected it to be not good, and then maybe I would have been pleasantly surprised. I was really kind of hoping that it would end up being an Alien film, and without spoiling right now what it is, I'll just kind of mildly spoil that. It's not what I expected it to be, and I think that was like disappointing to me, because there was a couple scenes where I feel like they very much built up this idea of like it being something supernatural and inhuman, and when it wasn't, it was a little bit of a disappointment to me. I am glad that it didn't end up being some sort of like ghost thing, or like kids being possessed by like a demon or something. Like, it didn't end up being anything like that, which I was glad about, because I just feel like that would have been a bit overplayed. I also definitely would have kind of said that would have been taken from like the movie Sinister, which I love Sinister. I will have to talk about that movie sometime, but I was kind of worried that they might try to go for that kind of same storyline of there being a paranormal entity that is drawing the children to it, which is not what it necessarily ended up being. So I did like that, at least, that they went a bit more unique with the concept. And with that also in mind of like letdowns. I was also quite disappointed by the amount of screen time that was used for storytelling that wasn't really important to what the story is really about. Yeah, the main character, Justine, the teacher, the first half of the film is just following like her and her storyline. Essentially, the storyline with her is that she is like, because she is all like, woe is me, everybody in the town hates me, she starts drinking again, which she, it's made clear that she's probably had an issue with this in the past. She texts a guy that she used to hook up with, and so they meet for drinks and hook up, and then you find out that like, oh, he's actually married, and he did kind of lie to her, but she also knew that he was married when she texted him. So it's like, ew, both of these characters suck. And so it was like this whole thing, and it's like, why is this, we're supposed to be telling a story about these children going missing, and this is just like B plot that doesn't matter. Like, I really wish that they would have spent more time with the horror and more time building up on the actual like backstory with the supernatural aspect that we get towards the end. I just feel like it could have been so much better if they spent more time going deeper into what the entity, if we want to call it that, or what the thing is, the magic is. I'll leave it there. But I got very bored with it. Like, I had to kind of force myself to keep watching and like stick with it, but I was very bored with the movie, with the entire plot with Justine, and then like the teacher or the principal character, his whole storyline I thought was just silly, and like, and also, can we talk about the way that they run in the movie? Like, it just looks so stupid and funny, which I liked as far as like comedic, but like in a horror movie, if I'm supposed to think that that's some distinctive creepy thing, it's not. It's just fucking hilarious. Because there's like scenes of grown adults running with their arms like out like this, and it's just like really goofy. I don't know. I just was like, this is kind of dumb. That was my view on it. Overall though, I did have fun watching it. I have to say that it was a fun watch. I did laugh a lot. The audience in the movie theater, like everyone collectively, was really having a good time laughing at a few scenes. And again, I don't necessarily know if all of that was intentional. I don't know if they made this film intending for people to laugh super hard at all of those scenes, or if that is just because it wasn't made great and like it was a bit more comedic because it wasn't made right. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, let's say for like Terrifier. Love the movie. There's some really funny scenes in it, and that's another movie where I'm like, some of the acting is just really bad and some of the screenwriting is just really bad. So there's scenes that are really funny and you have to wonder, are they supposed to be? But like, I'm pretty sure in that movie they were supposed to be funny. They were going for the camp. So I'm assuming that in this movie Weapons they were also going for the camp. I don't know. It was a little off-putting to me, and I didn't love that. And now I am gonna talk about spoiler things. If you've seen it, or if you don't plan on watching it, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about my thoughts on the ending and the lore. But if you don't want to watch this, that is okay. I love you. I will leave a chapter below for my outro if you're curious on listening to that. And if you're not, thank you for watching. I liked that they went for like the witchcraft thing, but it was also a bit disappointing that they didn't do more with it. Scenes when the like witch woman, when she's at the principal's house and she's like, can I have a water bowl? I like to drink water out of a bowl, and like that whole scene, and she mentions consumption, and there's a couple of different scenes where she almost hints at there being some sort of creature or some sort of alien being that is consuming. So I was expecting like something more intriguing, when in reality it seems like it was witchcraft, and she was trying to just consume, I guess, energy and being able to steal the consciousness, I guess, out of people. That's at least kind of what I believe they were going for, but they just didn't put a whole lot of focus on that, and I feel like I would have liked it so much more if there was more scenes going more in depth into it. I wouldn't honestly be surprised if they tried to do like a sequel or a prequel to kind of go deeper into it. But I'm also like, can't you just do that in the first movie and just like save us all the time? I don't know. But it's Hollywood, baby. They need their money. So yeah, I was just a little bit disappointed by that, to be honest. And I did love the scene at the end where the kids are all like tearing the woman apart. Like that was my favorite like gore scene, because it's just like so jarring to see all of these children just like literally ripping this woman apart. Amazing. I did love that. I loved some of the kill scenes. Lots of gore there. And I really liked the concept of like these people being controlled. I just kind of wish that I don't know, like some sort of alien thing would have been more interesting to me, I think, or if they went more into the lore of this like witchcraft. Like I would love more of a backstory on this woman. Like I wish that they did more of a backstory on her and this witchcraft. Is this like something that just this woman does? Is she supernatural in any way? Is this like something that an entire cult of people are doing, or an organization of people are doing? They also at the end just kind of had text telling you what happened, and it kind of was saying like, oh, some of the kids are learning, or it wasn't, I think it was a voiceover of one of the kids like explaining the like epilogue, and they were basically explaining like some of the kids are like finally starting to talk again, and then like the son of the parents that are like mind controlled the whole movie, the voiceover says that he was like given to a new family. And so I'm just like, so do these people never are they permanently scarred by this? Like they can't regain their function, or it takes years? Like that's sad, man. I just wanted more, and I'm like, I kind of wish they did more visually without just having a voiceover telling us what's going on. Like, I don't know. It just, some of it felt a bit lazy. And I do feel like the film was focusing on a lot of the wrong things. Like, again, I don't give a shit about Justine's shitty behavior with a married man. I don't give a shit about this married man and his shitty behavior, or the fact that he is a dirty cop. I did like the homeless guy's storyline, he was funny. I really liked his involvement. And I do like how they kind of had all of these stories intertwining and coming together to build up like the main plot. I just either wish that they would have been a lot quicker with it, or that they cut a lot of it. I feel like they didn't like it. The whole Justine and the cop thing, like, it was so absolutely unnecessary in my opinion. I don't know if they were just trying to like paint both of them as like these kind of shitty people, but I'm just like, yes, we all love a flawed protagonist or an antagonist, but I just was like, or like an anti-hero, but I'm just like, can we have a character that's at least a little bit likable? Like, I know she was like a good teacher and like sweet to the kids, but like that was kind of one of the only redeeming things about her. So I feel like they didn't paint her in the best of light, and I think that made it a little boring to me, and also like I just didn't care that much about what happened with her character, because I don't think that they did a good job of building up anything important about her character or anything special about her character. Like, the only thing they really showed us of her was like, oh, she's a teacher and she fucks around with married men. Like, that's, and like she's a messy human. Like, that's kind of what they gave her, what they gave of her character. And I just was like, come on, like, give her more of a personality, give her more, tell us something about her that is like actually meaningful. If it's not relevant, why are we talking about it, you know? So that was kind of my thoughts. And again, you don't have to agree, that's okay. It's okay. Maybe you loved it, and if you did, that's amazing. I will say I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll watch it again, like go out of my way to watch it again, because like it wasn't anything special to me, but I did enjoy it in theaters. I laughed a lot and I had a good time watching it. But it certainly won't be a movie that I'm like, oh my god, I want to rewatch that, it was so good. Like, no. But yes, that's my thoughts. I'm gonna keep my eye out for more horror movies coming up, so definitely subscribe if you want to watch more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!